Welcome back to a new episode. So it is summer and it is hot. I don't want to complain too much because I'm a Caribbean woman at heart, and I like the heat, but I just need some breeze from the trees. I need a little wind in my hair. But I am fully aware that the summertime makeup trends and makeup products that you use are completely different. Now, I've been testing a few new products and I wanting to share that with you. So I'm going to be giving you my 5 top makeup products for this summer, and let's get right into it. So first things first, I've been using a few different sunscreens over the last few months or to a year. I've used the Olay Whips. There's a brand called SVR that I bought while I was in Paris. I've been finishing up that. But as of late, I've been using the Supergoop Unseen sunscreen. Now, this retails for $32. And I like this because they say it is a totally invisible, weightless, scentless, makeup grabbing daily primer with SPF 40. And the reason I like this is because it literally feels like a makeup primer. The way that it glides onto my skin is so smooth. I've been using it on clients as well, just very, very thinly. I like to apply makeup in very thin layers. I'm never like putting on too much moisturizer or too much primer or anything like that, too much foundation. Anything I use goes in thin layers. And this is good for all skin types. So on Sephora, they say it's good for normal, dry, combination, and oily. And I just like that it almost has like a blurring effect. So I've been using this maybe for like a month or so not too long, but I'm feeling like this has been one of the best primers, not primers, I think it's a primer, best sunscreens that I've been using, because I feel like it works so well with makeup and I'm not really, scared of flashback because it's a clear primer. So that is number 1, the Unseen sunscreen from Supergoop. Next, I am definitely obsessed with this primer. I'm already on my second tube. It is the Bobbi Brown Primer Plus Mattifier, and this retails for $38. It is good for sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily skin, so pretty much anybody could use it. So I went to Essence Fest 2 weeks ago, and I went 2 days early specifically to eat and to explore, but I said, you know what, I have the opportunity to do like a wear test. So I started doing like full faces on myself, even though it was extremely hot. I was like, I'm going to be doing clients, I'm going to be making people like all glam. Let me make sure and like beat my own face and test some new things out. So this primer isn't new to me, but I wanted to see how it would do in that weather, and I tested it against another primer, and the Bobbi Brown primer definitely holds up really, really well. So pretty much what this primer has in it is like a special powder technology that absorbs oil and reduces the appearance of pores. So I like this because at the end of the day, under my eyes, and like of course I sweat, I got caught in the rain, I sweat, I walked around, I was hot, I was cold, like I went through a lot that day because it was raining in New Orleans for a bit. We were on Bourbon Street. It was hot. It was sweaty. And at the end of the day, my makeup looked like, maybe I could have done with a little powder. But the fact is, like, I didn't touch up all day and I didn't have to do anything. It was like, it's that good. So I really recommend this primer. And you know why I'm really into it? Because for a very long time, I was not into primers at all. If you don't know, I worked for MAC for 5 years, and we always had like primer products, Prep and Prime Skin, OG, but it's not something that I always use on myself, and I always like to try things on myself before I try it on other people. So I'm just like, the fact that I can't remember where I got this from. I think I possibly got it backstage at a show or something like that, and I was like, you know what, let me give this a try. And then now I'm like, I have it in my kit. It's not something I use on myself every day, but if I know I'm going out, I need to take pictures, I definitely would recommend this primer. So, oh, and another note is that this primer does not have parabens or sulfates or anything like that. And this also is, it looks white, but it goes on very clear and smooth. So I really like that about it as well. So, and it doesn't have like that weird filmy look. You know, sometimes when you put a primer on, it has like, it just looks weird. Yeah, it doesn't do that. So, okay, next, let's move on. So the next one is actually a makeup product. I feel like I only have 2 makeup products in here. Do I? Okay, let's just continue. All right, so the next one is Stay Woke Concealer from Uma Beauty. Now, this is a new brand that has been recently launched and making waves. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you've seen my IGTV, you would know that I did like a little tutorial on this, some of their products. Now, I'm specifically highlighting this Stay Woke concealer because some days I did not use the foundation. I did test the foundation. I do like it, but I specifically paired the concealer with other foundations like NARS, like Bobbi Brown. And like I said, while I was in New Orleans for Essence Fest, I use this concealer every day on my clients, and they like message me. So I had a client, her appointment was at 7 a.m. She had to hit the stage because she was moderating a panel, and she literally texted me I think late that night, and she was like, this was 10 p.m. She's like, this makeup did not budge. I looked under her eyes, I zoomed in as much as I could, and this concealer stayed put. So this concealer is full coverage. It's a creamy, smooth texture. It is thin, but when you pop it out of the little like tube, it looks like it's thick, but you really just need a tiny bit of it. I feel like when you look at it, you might be like, ooh, this looks a little, to me, when I pull it out the tube, I'm like, it looks a little thick. But once you put it onto the skin and blend it out, it really is full coverage. So that means you need less product. And there's no talc, it's fragrance free, it's vegan and cruelty free. So all kudos and extra points, bonus points for the brand. It is lightweight, it's weightless, it has a satin radiant finish, and it's something that I feel like, okay, I got some shades for myself, and then I have the rest in my kit, but now I'm like, okay, I need to have this in like a full range because it's that good. And I feel like on days, especially in the summertime, when you don't want to wear a full face, you can just put this concealer on, like spot correct, maybe pop some powder on, or maybe not, because the way that it blends down to the skin, you may not even need powder, and you're on your way. So I like when I'm supposed to say I like when brands actually have good products, but there's so many things that come out all the time, and when I'm impressed, I'm just like extra claps, because we see new things literally every day. And my next OG favorite, I could not do a list without like mentioning this product, and you've probably heard me talk about it if you follow me on social media at Jaleesa Jaikaran or at The Life of a Makeup Artist. The Makeup Forever Aqua XL pencil. It is like my holy grail. Like, I'm sure there are tons of other black pencils or like regular pencils that work really well because they have a full range of colors. The teal and the black is my favorite. I don't know the number of the teal, but the black one is M10. And there are times, like the other day, this happened to me last week. I'm getting ready in a hurry. I can't remember where I was going. I was just getting ready in a hurry, and I had to leave the house like on short notice. For some reason, I couldn't find my Aqua XL, and I had another pencil from Makeup Forever, which I think is a good pencil, but it's not that pencil that's gonna last. And like, it's the the artist pencils. So those are nice for blending and like doing a smoky eye, and like for me layering things on, because those pencils are multifunctions. You can use it on the eyes, on the lips, on the face. So I had the black one, I put it on my eyes, and like literally it just did not last. And I was just like, I'm not accustomed to that life anymore, because I used to use MAC Smolder, which is another pencil I really love, but more for like blending. If I'm in hot weather and like I have a bit of a hooded eye, I don't want my eyeliner to be touching and looking like I created like, you know, a double liner, or like it's not that kind of party today. I just want a simple black liner, and the makeup for Aqua XL, I can depend on it like to not smudge. And also a good tip is I sometimes make that pencil into a gel liner. So I would, like on a palette, I would smash the tip of the pencil and use a brush and flatten it and just use it as if it was a gel liner. So if you want to try that and kind of make it into like a wing, because you know, if you can't sharpen your pencil too much, it might be more difficult to create a wing or something like that with a pencil. So sometimes I do that. But they also have the Aqua XL like liquid, but sometimes I just don't want a liquid. I just want to do something quick, easy, and that for me is a pencil. And this is for like my everyday makeup. So for the next one, I actually was having this conversation with a client of mine, and she was telling me about the setting sprays that she's used over the years. And she mentioned that she uses MAC Fix Plus. And, you know, I just had to let her know that MAC Fix Plus is not a setting spray. Even though it can be advertised as such, it is definitely not a setting spray. So, you know, like I mentioned earlier in the episode, I worked for MAC for 5 years. So some of the products, I mean, maybe not all the new ones, I kind of know in and out. You know, the Fix Plus is great for resetting makeup and refreshing makeup. It has cucumber extract. You know, for me, when I'm thinking of like, okay, I need to refresh somebody's makeup on a client or myself, I'd use Fix Plus, because I want to be able to go back and edit the makeup a bit. So it kind of adds more of like a luminosity, and like, okay, I want my makeup to look more fresh, less powdery, I would use Fix Plus. If I want my makeup to last, if I want to run a marathon, if I want to walk Bourbon Street in New Orleans and I want my makeup to last, I use Kryolan setting spray. Now, granted, there are other setting sprays, but this is the one that I've been using for the summer and I am in love with. So let me just give you a little bit more about it. So the fixing spray is a special cosmetic preparation for application over makeup. Wow, this is a lot. I'm reading like the little thing that they have. And then this is actually effective for like body painting, wet makeup. So it's like used in like movie settings. But the one thing I would say is that it has a bit of alcohol in it, and it's not supposed to be applied near the eyes. I always block out the area by the eyes because I want to make sure that I'm using it on the face only. And granted, I'm sure, you know, for movies and stuff, they really go in. I just do a thin light layer of this. I'm not like spraying my face for, you know, a minute. I'm just like putting like a thin layer because it's that good. So this is my primer, not my primer, my spray that I've been using in New Orleans. I've also been using the Urban Decay all-nighter before and then finishing off with this. But I have to give the Kryolan setting spray its props because it works really, really well. And I like that it comes in a aerosol. So the spray itself is not gonna like splash me in my face. It just comes off like a really nice light mist. So that is it for my top 5 this summer. I feel like I gave more skin prep than actual makeup products, but I feel like whatever you put on, once you have a good primer and a good setting spray, you can make anything last, whether it's tinted moisturizer, whether it's foundation. Once you have those things, you can pretty much, the world is your oyster. And if you guys use any of these products, be sure to let us know on the Life of a Makeup Artist on Instagram. Be sure to join our Facebook group, and if you have any requests, any questions, feel free to hit us up. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys in the next episode.